Everyone thought it was over. Borden was gone, and the story had moved on. But Heartland doesn't forget the hearts it breaks. And just when Amy had learned to live with the silence, it happened, a single moment that changed everything. A face from the past, standing in the light, not with words, but with a look that echoed years of love, loss, and unanswered prayers. This wasn't just another scene. This was the reunion fans never dared to believe could happen. But now it's here, and nothing will ever be the same again. Before the world saw him again, there were signs. Small, strange moments that now feel like quiet warnings. Amy wasn't just healing, she was sensing something. She would stop mid-sentence, as if listening to a voice only she could hear. She walked the old trails alone more often. At night, she stood by the window, looking out at the hills as if expecting someone to walk back into her life. It wasn't just grief, it was intuition. A pull from the past that refused to let go. And then came Lindy. One night, under a sky full of stars, she told Amy, "Daddy came to my dream again." Her voice was soft, unsure, but full of wonder. Amy smiled and nodded, but her eyes told a different story. This wasn't the first time Lindy said something like that. Dreams, feelings, moments of recognition when she saw a picture or heard Ty's name, as if their daughter had a connection that defied time. Amy didn't question it, not out loud, but inside, her heart began to tremble. It wasn't just Lindy. Jack had grown more watchful. He checked the fences more often, looked over his shoulder during quiet rides. In one scene, he sat on the porch, eyes on the trees, and whispered, "Some ghosts walk softer than others." It was never brought up again. But fans noticed. Lou, too, was different. She asked Amy strange questions about memory, about forgiveness, about whether people ever truly disappear. She dug through old records, searched the past like she was chasing something buried. And when Amy asked why, Lou just said, "Sometimes the truth waits for the right time." Then came the letter. It arrived without a name, old and yellowed. Amy read it alone, and something in her broke. She didn't speak about it. She tucked it away, but her silence afterward was heavy. For days, she barely smiled. She spent hours in the barn cleaning tack that didn't need cleaning, lost in thought. The contents of the letter were never revealed. But now, fans wonder, was that the moment the tide began to turn? Was it a message from Ty? Or someone who knew what really happened? And then there was the stallion. Wild, hurt, yet calm around Amy. She said it reminded her of Ty, gentle, scarred, but strong. The horse had a mark on its leg eerily similar to the scar Ty once had. It made no sense. But this is Heartland. Horses are more than animals here. They are symbols, messengers, reflections of the people who care for them. That stallion didn't just show up. It was part of something bigger, part of the message, the mystery, the emotional thread pulling Amy back to a place she thought she had already survived. Fans went back to rewatch old episodes. Every moment Amy paused, every look into the distance, every time she touched Ty's photo, they all began to feel like puzzle pieces. The showrunners had said nothing. The teaser gave no answers. But the silence was louder than words. It wasn't a marketing trick. It was a slow burn. A build-up rooted in years of storytelling. And now, all eyes are on Amy. Because even if the scene with Ty was just a vision, even if it was her mind or her heart creating closure, something inside her has shifted. She's no longer walking through grief. She's walking towards something. The air feels different now. Every moment on screen carries weight. A breeze rustling through the trees. A horse neighing in the distance. A look from Jack. A question from Lou. Everything feels loaded. Like the story is holding its breath, waiting to reveal something the audience isn't ready for. Heartland doesn't shout. It whispers. And in those whispers, fans are finding the truth that Ty's return, whether real or imagined, isn't just a story twist. It's the soul of the show returning to remind us that the heart never forgets. And Amy, the strongest heart of them all, is standing at the edge of something she never expected to feel again. Hope. It happened so quietly, so suddenly, that viewers almost missed it. Amy walking through the misty field, boots pressing softly into the earth, her breath visible in the morning air. She paused near the tree line, where the world always felt still. And that's when she saw him, Ty, standing there like a memory brought to life. No music played, no words were spoken. The silence wrapped around them like the past had returned not to haunt, but to heal. Amy didn't move. She just stared, eyes wide with disbelief and emotion. Ty didn't speak either. He simply looked at her, calm and gentle the way we remember him before the world broke apart. It was one of those rare moments where time feels like it stops. The colors around them were softer than usual, like a dream or a memory that never faded. And yet, it felt real, too real to ignore. Her lips trembled, her hands shook, but her eyes never left his. That stare said everything. It spoke of pain, longing, questions, and love that never died. For fans, it was more than just a visual shock. It was emotional, soul deep. We had watched Amy carry her grief with quiet strength for seasons. We saw her cry behind closed doors, smile for her daughter, and rebuild a life from broken pieces. This possible reunion felt like the moment she deserved. Whether it was real or just her heart giving her a gift, it didn't matter. Because in that silence, Amy felt seen, loved, remembered. Theories exploded online. Some said it was closure. Others believed it was the beginning of something far more complicated. A few fans pointed out that Ty never moved. He didn't come closer, didn't speak. Maybe he was a spirit, a vision, a guide from the other side. Or maybe, just maybe, he was real, alive, and watching over them in secret. A man who had vanished not by death, but by choice or circumstance. Could it be possible that everything we believed about his death was only part of the story? The idea seems impossible, yet this is Heartland, a place built on miracles, second chances, and the belief that love doesn't die with people. It lives on in every corner of the ranch. Every hoofbeat, every whispered memory. And what if this wasn't just a tease for the fans? What if it was a signal that Ty's story isn't over, that Amy's healing isn't done, that someone is coming back? Not to rewrite the past, but to bring meaning to it. And then there's Lindy, the little girl who never got to grow up with her father, but who speaks of him with clarity and warmth. Maybe her dreams aren't dreams at all. Maybe they're connections. A deeper truth children can see when adults forget how to look. If Ty's return touches anyone the most, it will be Lindy. Her presence, her bond with the land and the animals, mirrors Ty's. Her eyes carry the same spark. If he comes back in any form, spiritual or physical, it won't just be about Amy. It will be about a father and a daughter meeting for the first time in a way the world never allowed before. But the biggest change lies within Amy. That short scene with Ty didn't just shift the story, it shifted her. She stands taller now, her voice steadier, her steps firmer. Whatever happened, whether it was a vision or reality, it gave her something back. Not closure, not yet, but courage. The courage to feel again, to hope again, to open her heart to a life that still has room for love. Maybe not the same love, but love. All the same. This is what makes Heartland different. It doesn't give easy answers. It gives moments that stay with you. Moments that make you pause, cry, and believe again. Ty's return, no matter how brief, is one of those moments. A scene that won't be forgotten. A turning point in a story that has always been about family, healing, and quiet strength. Amy's emotional reunion with Ty isn't just a reunion with a man, it's a reunion with herself. With everything she's lost and everything she still hopes to find. And no matter what the next episode reveals, fans already know this Heartland has once again touched something real, something deep, something unspoken. And in doing so, it reminded us all that love, when true, never really fades. It waits, and sometimes just when you least expect it, it returns.